So February 1st is right around the corner, and is Trump going to sign an executive order with 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico?
And remember again the word tariff.
We are establishing to collect all tariffs.
In terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada, I think we'll do it February 1st.
25% on both, sir.
Sir, on each.
Tariffs are going to make us rich as hell.
So if this does go into effect, what is going to happen to the cross-border trade? Well, all right, so let's take a scenario. We have a Canadian manufacturing plant that manufactures furniture. 80% of its buyers is in the US. Now let's say a US customer bought $100,000 worth of furniture in Canada. Well, that $100,000 is actually $69,900 American. So the American dollar is worth a lot more than the Canadian dollar. So when they're buying a trailer from Canada, they're actually buying, $69,900 instead of the $100,000. So that's their incentive. Their US dollar goes a much longer way. What's going to happen now is if there's a 25% increase, then it's going to cost them a lot more. So they might think, okay, maybe it's time to start sourcing out these products here in the US instead of buying them from Canada. There's a lot of furniture manufacturing plants in the US. Why buy it from Canada? Well, it's a lot cheaper to buy it from Canada. And that's really what Donald Trump is getting at with this 25% tariff. February 1st is right around the corner, and I haven't seen the executive orders come in that as of February 1st, they're going to slap on 25%.
We are going to have so many business moving back into our country. And remember again the word tariff. We're going to protect our people and our businesses, and we're going to protect our country with tariff.
So I don't even think that he can do that until 2026, but knowing Trump, he would declare some sort of state of emergency and slap on these taxes on Canada. Now, I don't think it's fair that he's picking on Canada because there is a trade going both ways, and that $250 billion deficit or the $200 billion deficit is actually in the oil that we sell in the US. So Canadian businesses are going to need to reevaluate, either give a discount on their furniture, or they're going to need to think of some other creative ways of how to make it worthwhile for the US to continue to buy products here in Canada. What does this mean for us in the trucking industry that are dependent on cross-border trade? Well, you better believe that there's going to be a lot less cross-border trade, so there's definitely going to be some retaliation. I'm sure that Canada is also going to be putting on some tariffs on American products. If you take out the oil, I actually think that it might even be at par, or maybe that Canada is actually buying more from the US than the US is buying from Canada. I must say that this situation here kind of reminds me a lot about when we had the mandatory vaccine mandates for truck drivers going across the border, and everybody thought that just all trade is going to stop and there's not going to be anything going across the border because we're going to lose 10 or 15 or 20% of our workforce here in Canada, and really there wasn't that much of an effect on us. This is all huge news, and definitely causing a ruckus in our industry. Even the manufacturing plants that I'm talking to, they're very nervous about this 25% tax and what's going to happen. But I honestly think that everybody just needs to calm down, and things are going to be just fine. And if you feel like there's not going to be any trade between Canada and the US, or US is no longer going to buy stuff from Canada, and somehow all the trucking companies are just going to vanish and disappear, well, that's not going to happen. So make sure you're a part of this channel so I can keep you updated on what's happening in our world of trucking. I'm Ronan, and I'll catch you in my next video.